Hey everyone, I hope everybody's doing good. Today I wanted to come on and talk about diabetic neuropathy, especially regarding your feet. It can happen anywhere, but the majority happens within your lower extremities, which is your feet. The damn phone rings, my house phone never rings. Name unavailable. It's my boyfriend. But it normally happens in the extremities, feet, toes, fingers, things like that. Your hands, the legs, you'll have nerve damage, things like that. So that's something I wanted to discuss today. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to change. It's time to change out my catheter, infusion set, and the whole shebang, cartridge and everything. So while I was talking to you guys, I thought I would do that. If this is something that you guys are interested in hearing about. Okay, nerve damage caused by diabetes is diabetic neuropathy. Nearly half of the people with diabetes have some form of nerve damage. Neuropathy is most common in people who have had diabetes for an extended period of time. The nerve damage can lead to other major issues, and there are 4 major types of diabetic neuropathy, and anybody can have one or more of at any given time. Symptoms depend on the kind of neuropathy that you have. I'm having some massive which affects nerves. Nerves are affected, and more cases of neuropathy develop progressively. You may not even notice that there's anything wrong until nerve damage has already occurred. There are 3 major types of neuropathy: peripheral neuropathy, autonomic neuropathy, ready for this one to come out, radiculoplexus neuropathy. But the main one I'm going to talk about today is peripheral neuropathy. Okay, peripheral neuropathy is the most common type of diabetic neuropathy. This version initially affects the feet and legs, which the lower extremities, then spreads to the hands and arms. Symptoms are usually worse at night and include numbness, reduced ability to feel pain or temperature changes, tingling or burning sensations, sharp pains or cramps. Some people with this type of neuropathy experience amplified sensitivity to touch, muscle weakness, and loss of reflexes, especially in the ankles, loss of balance and coordination, and severe foot issues such as ulcers, infections, and bone and joint pain can also be a symptom and sign of peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy is a direct result in diabetics of high sugar levels that can occur if a diabetic patient has uncontrolled high blood sugar too often. Actually, the best way to prevent this is to keep your blood sugars as tight of control as you possibly can. And most people think, if my blood sugars go up a little, everybody's blood sugars go up, y'all. As to what extent, after everyone eats, their blood sugar will rise, their body will produce insulin, but with type 1 diabetics, we have no insulin. Our body doesn't produce insulin, so we have to take insulin, and that's a guessing game. There are equations, obviously, and things that we do, but sometimes it is a freaking guessing game. Okay, hormones. There's just so many things that play a role in it. But diabetic neuropathy is more common in type 2 diabetics. than it is in type 1, although it's more severe. Let me rephrase that. It is more severe in type 2 because they usually, and don't come for me, type 2 diabetics, but y'all really aren't very good on average, okay, of controlling it. I'm not gonna lie, that hurt a little. It's because my skin's so. Sorry. Sometimes I can't talk when I do that, it's one of those things. But anyway, so it is a lot more severe. You find the most severe cases in type 2 diabetics, statistically speaking. So, but the best way, again, I say, is to keep your blood sugars as under control as you possibly can. With type 2 diabetics, it is definitely with diet, and taking your medication, checking your blood sugar. And with type 1 diabetics, it's diet plays a role in a healthier lifestyle, obviously. But, making sure that your insulin regimen, everyone needs to eat a healthier diet. I mean, that's just a fact. Everybody, non-diabetics, type 1s, type 2, we just all need to eat healthier, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy yourself. And be aware of there are certain foods for everybody that are major problems that affect you differently. For me, though, I've never had problems with like sweets, wanting sweets, eating sweets, things like that. When my blood sugar's low, I do. Mine is, give me a potato or give me death, people. I am just telling you. Yes, that is Irish, Scottish blood. Viking. I love a damn potato, okay? Potato. I love a potato. And in my diet, I incorporate that into it, but they don't always affect me the same every time I eat them. So I have a general rule of the amount of insulin for a certain amount of starch in the potatoes, but that can change depending on my hormone levels that day. If I pass gas, if I laugh, if I cry, you know how it goes. But anyway, but once you start having these effects, sometimes neuropathy can reverse depending on when you've caught it, how long you've had it. Like I said, there are times when you won't realize that you had neuropathy till the damage is done. And like me, I have fibromyalgia, and I feel like that's a direct result of my diabetes. And because that's nerve pain, and but anyway, so and the best way is to keep your blood sugars under control. But once you start seeing signs and symptoms, diabetics should always take care of your feet. I think everybody should. And you'll be told multiple times, you should never go, you don't want to go and get like a pedicure and things like that, because what if they cut you? Well, I go get pedicures all the time, and I hate feet, so there you have it. And I hate my own feet. There's nothing wrong with them. I don't have ugly feet. I just don't like feet. Blech. But you can go to reputable places that they literally, you can ask them, see that their tools have been steamed, they're restored back into things like this. They open them up, it's something brand new, they use something brand new every time. You specifically tell them, I'm a diabetic, I do not want you can push my cuticles back, do not cut my cuticles. I do not want you to cut my cuticles. Certain treatments you don't necessarily want, like acid pills, things like that. But diabetic foot care is a massive thing because you can get infections. Again, you don't always feel pain like somebody else does. Where if somebody steps on something, cuts their foot, they'll know it. You may not. And so, and diabetic foot care is just, you should always soak your feet, I say at least once a week, if not more, but at least once a week. You know, I always have things like, of course I don't have them now, of course I don't, because I'm so not prepared. But anyway, I have all these things that I soak my feet, you know, I file my feet, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I have this. It comes with all these little things, you know, because our feet get rough. You should always put lotion on your feet. And I have, if I can find it, of course, damn it, I can't. But it's a diabetic foot cream, and you can get any. It's just get cream, people. I mean, come on. But I also do this. I try to do this twice a week. It is an Aveeno repairing sit-up foot mask. It is a prebiotic oat and shea butter. Helps repair extra dry problem skin. And they're little booties. So what you do is you soak your feet, and this is what I do. You soak your feet for about 10 or 15 minutes in warm, you know, warm water. Pretty warm, but not hot, because you don't want to damage your feet. Then you, you know, dry them off, and what I do prior to applying these booties is I file my feet and make sure any rough or any places, because I tend to, when I walk, on the side like this, so I have a rough spot. Doesn't matter how many times I go have, you know, it's just a rough spot. That's how I walk. But I'm very aware that spot, you know, you can get thick spots, so you know, and I focus on that, my heels and stuff. And this is fantastic. You can leave it on. You leave it on for a minimum of 10 minutes. You can leave it on longer, and all you do is, once you take this off, you rub in whatever's left on your foot. You don't wipe it off. You rub it in, and then I apply socks. You know, and my feet, I mean, I'm not going to show you my feet because I hate feet. That's gross, and I know some weird people on here probably have a foot fetish, and that's gross to me. It's okay for you, but it's disgusting for me because I hate feet. So you're not getting any of this foot action down here, okay? But anyway, these are fantastic, and they're I mean, very moisturizing, things like that. So you should always very much be aware of ingrown nails, things like that. Anything that can puncture your, you know, or cause an infection, things like that. And for some reason, I mean, my feet are fine and everything, but on my big toes, I will, even if it doesn't look like it, I will have ingrown. I have no idea. And I mean, my feet are fine. Like, I don't have like, you know, wretched talons, you know, or anything like that. But it's just, that's kind of how it is. Those things are fantastic, but you should always, every day, you should massage your legs and your feet and your hands. Keep your hands well moisturized. I mean, diabetic skin in general is kind of crusty. I mean, it's just part of it. And so you should always moisturize, and always, you know, and if you don't like to wear socks, that's fine. But like right after you do this, you know, the foot treatment, wear socks just for a little bit. And then if you don't want to, don't, you know, but just to help keep that moisture. But I mean, my feet are still, and I did it night before last, and I've even, you know, had a bath and all that, and my feet are still real moisturized. But I'll do it again tonight too, because it's, you know, even though I'm in the deep south, and it's like, you know, 3 weeks ago I had a damn, you know, skull cap on and my Ugg boots on and a sweatshirt. I mean, it was actually really cold. It was close to the 30s. And then like yesterday it was 82 degrees, and I thought I was gonna die. I'm shucking clothes, bra, all kind of crap. You know, I'm like, I am in the 10th level of hell, thank you, because it's humid. The deep south is different. It is just different, y'all. You know, people are like, well, I am in so-and-so, and it is hot here. No, it is not the same, okay? You know, I've sweat where I didn't believe your body could sweat, okay? I mean, it's just gross. It's gross, it's gross, it's gross. But anyway, so just remember, I mean, there are thousands of forms of neuropathy, but the three major ones were the ones I discussed earlier, and then of course the peripheral, which is really what affects, diabetics the most. It's the most common in diabetics, and also your eyes. Remember, your eyes, your teeth. For diabetics, the eyes, teeth, your extremities, those are major things that our diabetes affects. And so lots of times we don't realize it till the damage is already done, But anyway, I just thought I'd come on here and throw a little diabetes neuropathy knowledge at you. Mainly my thing is to just really, I'm sure you all kind of already know all this stuff, but it's just to remind you and encourage you to take your health into your own hands, because trust me, in this day and age, nobody gives two craps, okay? And if you're not your own advocate, nobody else would be. And it is your job too. I mean, to educate people around you. Anybody who cares is not going to get mad at you for explaining something that could actually affect them. Oh, shoot. It's a lot of air bubbles going on. It's because it's at the end of my thingy. Gotta go get some more insulin. But if they love you and they care about you, they're not going to care. That you're trying to explain and educate them. And if they don't like it, then they can suck it. They can suck it. Big time. Suck it. Okay? I used to be, I wouldn't say necessarily embarrassed, but I would never really talk about it. I would never complain. I didn't want people to think I was weak. And then I thought to myself, you know what? I'm literally fighting for my life every minute of every day. If I want to complain, at least I'm doing something about it, and I can complain. I just don't like it when people complain and don't try to do anything about it. They're just like pissing and moaning, Piss and moan, I'm okay. I mean, I'm gonna die, but I'm not, one day I'm gonna die. Obviously, we all are. But I'm not gonna die and have people come to my funeral and say, God love her. She never complained. She was a trooper. I am a damn trooper, and I complain, okay? But I'm also proactive. I try to do things about it, So, it's like I always say too, I'm gonna die of something, and starvation is not gonna be it. Nay, I say, nay. Okay, pumpkin? Not happening. So, I hope you guys are doing well. I know I've sat here and I was waiting for that skin tack to dry too, so that's why I haven't finished yet. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Remember, like and subscribe. It lets YouTube know that you prefer, that you enjoy this content, and it lets me know that you enjoy it, and and I'll keep doing more things like this. Remember, don't take life too seriously. Nobody ever makes it out alive. Laugh, be sarcastic, love one another. And as always, be the reason somebody gets drunk today. I will talk to you guys later. Be out.